And then,
that's why they're so desperate, the moms.
yeah, I mean, they're
just totally
craving
desperate.
information.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. Tell me, because I don't know.
Sure.
That's what my mom did
Ah,
for years.
She took care of,
I was on life support at the U for about a little over a year, and the whole ventilator thing, and yeah. But I walked right out of that hospital. It was so cool.
you're just a walking, flipping miracle.
it is.
It's been a cool journey.
Cool journey. It's so neat that she can say that and be really excited about kid with autism.
Oh,
Listen
yes.
to this. So I'm working with her to release him, and I said, he keeps telling me the weirdest thing. He keeps telling me that you know why he's leaving, and that it's part of the plan, and that you had a plan, and you already know it right now what this is about. He's saying that you do, and that this is really important for him to go right now because it's part of the plan. And she's going, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm like, well, he is really insisting that you do, and that it's really important that he go now for this plan. And she doesn't get it. She's not getting it. I'm like, okay. And she says, so then we're working on her letting him go, and she said, well, it's interesting because I've stayed in my marriage with my husband for a long time, but it's been about 4 or 5 years that I'd wanted to be out of the marriage, but I couldn't because I have this very needy child, and I can't do this on my own, so I've stayed in this marriage. And she's been in love with her soulmate for 2 years. And she's been really in love with this other man, but is trying to stay in her marriage and make this work and keep this, at a distance. And she said the only thing that she could think is that, if he passes, it will free her for this, And I said, okay, so we looked at that, and she's exploring that she could be free for that, but there's so much guilt. Because now she's going to be free to be happy, and she doesn't want to be happy that her son's leaving, so we're dealing with all of that. And then she goes, Maryann, I know this is kind of off the subject, but I've been having a feeling like maybe I was going to have another child. And I was like, oh yeah, look at that. So this is kind of weird. So I look and I'm like, oh yeah, you are going to have another child. And I'm telling her about the baby, and she goes, could it be? That's her son. That's gonna pass.
Coming back.
But I'm like, let me find out. And he's just right there the whole time. I can feel his presence. And as soon as she says, do you think it could be? He just goes, and his energy expands huge, and his huge grin, like he's so excited. And he's talking to me and telling me about how exciting it's going to be, and that he's going to be able to run and play and all this stuff. That he was just talking about his mom, and that it wasn't going to be with his original dad. It was going to be with a different dad, but he's going to come back to his mom. And that he had to go so that she could be free and be with her soulmate so that he could come back and be in a healthy body. And he's going, see, Mom, I told you, you knew the plan. And she's like, it was what she had been wanting, but she couldn't want it.
Wow.
Because that would mean, I can't leave my husband because of my son, and I want to have another baby, but I don't want to have one with my husband. And he was like, this is what we wanted. I know, right?
Awesome.
I know, and she's like,
That is an amazing story.
so she gets to let her son go knowing he's going to come back. I get to free my life. I get to be with the person I love. My son gets a healthy body.
Jeez,
What
a
better
deal.
could you ask for?
What more could you want? Everything you want. And if we are able, think about this, if you are able to see with clarity, you'll find out that you can have everything you want, and you will. Okay? We just need the eyes and the hearts to see it that way. So she got that perspective. Now, she could have gone on and felt guilty and horrible and not let him go, kept him in the coma for a long time, right? Because she didn't let him go.
True.
And she could have then felt really bad about him leaving and not wanting to have a happy life.
Yep.
Because leaving her husband would mean I've left my son now, right? Because that's the connection. She could have stayed in the marriage. I mean, you see how we could have done it that way? Easily. And now she's just free, and she can. And she emails me all the time and put me in there. There was a bit in the newspaper about his passing, and they thanked me and stuff, and that, so it was really cool, really neat. So take a look at this list.